episode of Less Than Satisfactory, the podcast. In case you haven't noticed, we definitely didn't do that last episode in my kitchen because that would be wrong in so many ways.
Yeah, please. We have much higher production value than that.
Yeah. Who are we kidding? We have tons of money. Please help us.
Yes. Please like and subscribe. Review us on iTunes.
Okay, now that we got the generic shit out of the way, let's talk about the first segment we're going to talk about today.
Ooh.
It's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's the talk of the town.
Yes, indeed.
It is the off-season in the NFL.
Oh!
As expected, because we talk about that way too much anyway, we're just going to go ahead and make the first segment about it this evening.
Mm-hmm.
So, first things first, we got to talk about some of those signings.
Ooh, yeah, there's been a lot of movement on the free agent market. A lot of exciting movement.
Yes, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but how about those Browns?
Woo-wee! I think I smell a streak coming on, and it's not going to be in my pants this time. It's going to be a winning streak.
Oh, wow, that's new. Man, hold on, I gotta check my pulse here. Yep, the Browns may actually have a winning streak this year.
Yes, in case you have been living under a rock for the past, 6 months at this point, the Browns have acquired a all-star wide receiver by the name of Odell Beckham Jr., potentially the best wide receiver in the game, eventually.
At some point, maybe.
At least better than that field goal thing that he tried to kick once.
we don't talk about that one. But
yeah.
I mean, they've got draft picks. They've got talent now.
Yeah, I mean, OBJ notwithstanding, we got Baker Mayfield as the new up-and-coming quarterback.
They have a solid receiver in Jarvis Landry and tight end in David Njoku. Is that how you say that? I don't know.
Njoku? Oh, yeah, I think it's David Njoku.
Tomato, tomato.
Okay, yeah, whatever. And then their running back core is just, I don't think a coach could hope for a better running back core, really.
Yeah, it looks like a 12-year-old's wet dream. I mean, you got Kareem Hunt, though he's suspended because he's stupid.
Yes.
Duke Johnson, who is a great flex pick in any fantasy men's draft. And the Nick Chubb.
Oh, yeah. I mean, certainly puts a little bit of a Chubb sometimes in places.
Thank you so much. But, I mean, what are the odds that we could have the toilet bowl this year?
Oh, the toilet bowl. Oh, what is the toilet bowl?
So the toilet bowl would consist of the Browns going to the Super Bowl, which actually could potentially happen if something happens to the Patriots. Because we all know that they're probably going to make it.
Yeah, Bill Belichick is just...
Yeah.
He's freaking Emperor Palpatine.
It's true, and we always have the argument with Brady, so let's just figure that one out already.
Okay, Brady is the best.
Whatever, I'm not going to get into that at this time.
It's only because Drew Brees can't go to the playoffs.
It's only because he's not allowed to win. Because anyone that watched the Rams-Saints game knows that the world's out to get him. It's clear. And I don't know why.
The NFL had already chosen the winner of that game, and unfortunately the Saints thought that they had a choice.
Yeah. New Orleans, I'm sorry, you're not a big enough market for the NFL. So,
which is surprising to say, because it's New Orleans.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, so if the Browns do go to the Super Bowl, who would go from the NFC?
There's lots of choices here. There's the Panthers.
Are you stupid? No, it's not the Panthers. They have no talent besides McCaffrey.
The Bucks have a chance, right?
Though they are my team, unfortunately. I do love Bruce Arians. That was a good pickup.
But they still have Jameis Winston, which is a bad pickup.
That is the problem. So the Bucks aren't going at all. No chance.
That would obviously leave us, if we're going to have the toilet bowl, the Lions have to be there, right? Because they flushed 2016 down the toilet.
Though they did, and you're not wrong at all because.
And 2018.
There is one team that qualifies for the toilet bowl.
And who, pray tell, is that?
It would be the team from Washington.
Oh!
The Redskins.
Oh my!
Would
I
you
didn't
like
know we allowed racial slurs on the podcast.
It's not racist, because that would be wrong. Although I understand the whole name thing. The reason I say the Redskins is because, think about it. You got your Browns. Obvious what that is.
Yeah.
You got your Redskins, because, whenever you get up from the toilet, you kind of have a little ring around the end sometimes. And yes, that was toilet humor, so thank you for sticking around for that.
I always say you ain't clean until there's a little bit of red on the toilet paper.
I don't know how I feel about your logic there. That is absolutely horrifying. I feel bad for your anus.
He'll get over it.
Well, since clearly our predictions for this year are just going into the toilet conveniently, any thoughts about the draft? Anything at all? Kyler Murray, perhaps?
I mean, I won't pretend that I know very much about sports, but Kyler Murray is an idiot. I mean, come on.
I think he's Jameis Winston Part 2.
No, he's probably a really great football player or whatever, but he had a job with the Oakland A's. A good paying job, a better paying job perhaps, and a much, 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 much safer job.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL's kind of rough compared to baseball, at least.
Compared to baseball, yes.
It's like comparing golf to auto racing.
I mean, he just has the guarantee of being in there longer, making more money longer than he'll ever have in the NFL.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean...
Especially because I bet a lot of teams are going to try and use him as a dual threat kind of quarterback.
Well, think about it. Which teams are probably going to get him? There's really only 3 I see out there that would.
I'm thinking maybe the Texans?
No, Texans. They have Watson, remember?
Yeah, I mean, they have Watson, but
he's a piece of glass anyway, so.
Yes, Watson will get injured this year, and it will be sad.
He's the new Andrew Luck, and it depresses me. Anyway.
So, yeah, which 3 teams do you have in mind?
So, I'm thinking it's either going to be the Raiders, because John Gruden's an idiot. It's going to be the Cardinals, because they have the #1 pick, and their new head coach doesn't really like the person they have.
Didn't they have the #1 pick last year? Or at least had a high enough pick to pick a really good quarterback, right?
They had a high pick, but I don't remember what number it was, but I remember they chose Josh Rosen.
And he sucked.
And he still sucks.
Yeah, no,
but to his defense, that offense is a piece of crap besides David Johnson. With that, unfortunately, we'll have to end our football discussion and go into a short commercial break. So stick around, and we'll be right back.
It's your friendly neighborhood farmer here, Ethan, representing the Less Than Satisfactory podcast. And if you want to grow your laughs, then come check out Less Than Satisfactory on the YouTubes. You can like and subscribe to keep up to date. And if you want to stay really up to date, you can like us on Facebook. And just want you to know, about every other week we're going to try and come out with a new podcast. And I want you to be there.
Back.
Oh,
I know, that was quite the commercial, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, gotta make that money somehow.
Yeah, so we completely changed our minds. We're going to talk about football some more, because, I mean...
Who doesn't want to hear more about football?
Yeah, how can you not? So, yeah, Kyler Murray, the other team I was thinking of would be the Dolphins, and they would probably have to trade up for it. But, I mean, you gotta look, who do the Dolphins have? They traded away Tannehill.
Yeah. I don't even know who their backup is.
Osweiler left because he goes where the money is.
I mean, and Osweiler is just not great.
Yeah, I mean...
He's really good at getting that contract and then sort of just pissing it away for the team.
Yeah, I mean, he's only done it, what, twice?
Yeah.
Because he did it with the Texans, and then they traded him to the Browns, so I guess that's just one contract, 2 teams.
Oh, we forgot about... No, the Dolphins don't need any kind of quarterback in the draft because they have the best possible quarterback they could possibly have. Their new cocaine. Fitzpatrick.
Oh God, I forgot about
Time for the Fitz magic. The Dolphins are gonna fly.
I mean, he did do great with Tampa, and if Tampa would have rolled with him instead of Winston, there may have been a chance.
I think Tampa probably would have made the playoffs if they'd kept
Let's calm that train down.
I think Fitzmagic was going to the playoffs, and they just were too chicken.
No. Definitely 8-8.
8-8. Yeah.
Anything
maybe.
more than that may have been a stretch.
Honestly, yeah, no, their division is just way too competitive.
I mean, you think about it, Falcons and Saints are there.
There was never a chance.
No, I mean, they can get a win or two against the Panthers, because, Panthers.
Yeah, because the Panthers kept playing a broken Cam Newton this entire season.
Yeah, they're like, oh, here's some duct tape, put your arm back together,
and
then send him out.
Oh, you can't throw more than 10 yards? Well, I guess we're just running 10-yard plays.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Christian McCaffrey, you have to do everything now.
Yeah, and he's just back there going, what?
I'm tired. Okay, fine.
Here's the Gatorade bottle. Keep going.
Yeah, no, seriously, I think I was looking at the statistics the other day, and aside from passing, McCaffrey led the Panthers team in every offensive category.
That is depressing.
It's
That explains why Devin Funchess went to the Colts. He's like, they're not using me here.
Yeah.
I'm out. I mean, you might as well just let him pass at this point.
I mean,
Make McCaffrey starting quarterback.
I'm surprised the Giants didn't make OBJ starting quarterback after he threw 2 touchdown passes last year.
I mean, Eli's an interesting case. Because, is he terrible? Perhaps. Should he have retired like 3 years ago? Yeah.
Probably.
But he's still got veteran leadership somehow. That some teams, Pittsburgh, don't really have much of. I'm sorry, I really had to take a stab at them.
No, Big Ben just wants to smash.
Smash everything, apparently.
If the sexual harassment allegations mean anything.
That was like 4 years ago.
Only 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure they were paid very handsomely for it, so don't worry. Thinking of the Steelers, though, let's talk about those 2 players that left.
Ooh, yes.
Bell to the Jets. Thoughts? Concerns? I have lots.
I mean, I understand what Mr. Bell was going for by sitting out that whole season.
Did it have to do with some moolah?
Yes. I mean, you got to get paid for your talents, and Le'Veon Bell is one of the most talented running backs in the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he deserves, if he thinks he deserves more, then more power to him. But the Jets?
Poor choice. I feel like what he should have done is gone with his old friend, if you will, to Oakland.
Oakland?
Because Oakland is cutting checks
left
to
and right.
Everyone that wants to come.
Now, I would have to push back on that a little bit because I would have to argue that Le'Veon Bell is too young for Oakland yet.
Valid point. I forgot that the average age in Oakland is 30.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't signed Frank Gore, to be honest.
Well, Buffalo already did, so.
Man.
That dumpster fire.
Hey, but Frank Gore is forever, is infinite.
He doesn't die.
No.
He doesn't fall off. He just keeps running.
This last season, he managed to get over 700 yards in rushing.
He was a backup.
And how old is he? 34?
That's 34, 35.
That's insane. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that was a ridiculous amount. Because who was it? Kenyon Drake? Is that who Dolphins had to start?
Yeah, that was their starter.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's 35 years old and still managed to break 700 yards in rushing.
Now, for those of you who don't watch the NFL and probably are just barely hanging on to this podcast as it is, let's put it this way. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers only had about 700 yards rushing, period. Frank Gore did that by himself as a backup for a team that didn't even make the playoffs. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Frank Gore is an impressive human being.
He definitely has lots of talent that I don't really see in anyone anymore.
I look at him and I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be 35 and, being that great at my craft.
So, Bell made probably the wrong decision to move to the Jets. I mean, well, to be fair though, the Jets do kind of have a lot of things going for them right now. Robbie Anderson is a pretty above average wide receiver. He's definitely good with the deep ball.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Sam Darnold is a young quarterback. He's learning. I think he definitely has potential to be better.
Those pieces do fit okay. Not great, but okay. The problem is there's still a missing piece, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's an offensive coordinator. Maybe it's a secondary running back, similar to a Frank Gore, if you will.
Well, actually, I would have to argue they do actually have a pretty good backup quarterback right now. Elijah McGuire is nothing to sneeze at. He's obviously not the best. He's no top 50 or anything, but he definitely can get the work done.
Yeah, but because I saw him in fantasy last year, because you picked him up in our league.
Yeah.
We do have a league that we'll probably talk about more because we're obsessed with the NFL for some reason.
And specifically fantasy football. Because I'm a nerd.
So am I. It's fine. It keeps me off NASCAR for a bit. So, I mean, I saw you pick him up. He did well for you.
I don't think I ever started him, but...
no, you did.
I didn't want anyone else to have him.
You started him once because it was against me and you won. I was really, really sad about that. Anyway, in total, the Jets are okay, but they just need that piece, and I don't know what piece it is. Maybe it's another receiver. Like if they would have gotten Antonio Brown, maybe well, I guess they did get.
I mean, there's no way the Jets could afford both Bell and Brown. And on that note, though, we do have a special message from our next sponsor right now.
We are back. Yeah, so we talked a lot about Bell already. I kind of got off on a tangent on the Jets just needing something else, so I do apologize about that. But at the same time, let's go ahead and talk about the other part of that Steelers thing that we were discussing earlier.
Yeah, the Steelers meltdown. I don't think you can call them steel anymore because it's been melted down to something else entirely.
It's more of a liquid at this point.
Yeah. But Brown, moving to the Raiders, of all places.
I like this. I really do. I think there was only one other place that would have suited him well, and that was the Cardinals. Because pairing him with Larry Fitzgerald and a young Christian Kirk, I feel like would have done well. However, the Cardinals may have had to have traded more than they wanted to, which is why he didn't go there.
More than likely.
And the Raiders had like 1,000 picks.
Gosh. Yeah. But I think it's interesting. I honestly think that the quarterback situation at Oakland is a little bit better than Arizona.
I thought that way for a while, and then a report came out last week that the Raiders were interviewing Kyler Murray.
Oh, no.
Because John Gruden's an idiot.
No, he's too young.
They also have Derek Carr.
But Derek Carr is just having an off year. He's not the worst. I mean, there's got to be some gas left.
Technically... Are you saying there's gas left in the car?
What?
I hate you sometimes. Where was I? Yes, so Carr actually set his career best in yardage last year.
He actually had a pretty good... If you just look at the numbers, he actually had a pretty decent year.
Yeah, I mean... It wasn't bad. It's just John Gruden either A, wants to win, or B, wants to tank. And there's no in between.
Yeah.
Whoever says tanking doesn't happen in football has not seen a John Gruden team.
I don't think John Gruden wanted to win last year.
No, he wanted a good pick. That's what he wanted.
So yeah, it would make sense that they go with a younger quarterback. So maybe they're thinking that Carr will train Kyler Murray for a couple of years, because I have my doubts about him being ready for the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't draft him, to be honest, unless he fell to one of their later picks, because I would keep Derek Carr for the rest of his contract because he's decent, and I'm sure there'll be another quarterback in 4 years that is better, and then you draft him and let Carr go to the Broncos where careers go to die.
Oh gosh. And well, to be honest, you've got Antonio Brown now. I could get the ball to Antonio Brown.
Yeah, he's gonna make you look good. Plus, they also have Tyrell Williams.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good. They lost Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, he retired.
Yeah.
They did lose Jared Cook as well.
Is Marshawn Lynch going to be returning?
They said that they're going to wait until after the draft to determine, which tells me that they might draft a running back. And if that's the case, could we see potentially a new version of Nick Chubb?
Ooh, or even no. There's no Saquon Barkley in the draft this year.
No, there's not. There's barely even a Nick Chubb. But Barkley was a one-of-a-kind person.
Yeah, well, I mean, we kind of saw similar things from David Johnson during his rookie season.
Yeah, Johnson, but before Johnson, there was AP, and before that, there was
Kamara?
I mean, I guess Kamara was good.
Probably Le'Veon Bell was the last, hyped up rookie quarterback.
Running back. They're not quarterbacks. Just because McCaffrey's the only one doing anything doesn't mean he's a quarterback.
OBJ can throw.
He's still not a running back. That's embarrassing.
Well, now that we've shown you how much we know about football,
and I'm sure you're barely hanging on still here, we do appreciate it. Anything will help. Subscribe, all that. We do have to give a shout out. We did get a comment finally.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'll pull it up right here.
Would you like to mention what it is?
Oh, a gentleman by the name of Derek.
Yes.
Thank you, Derek. This is to you.
Shout out. Thank you very much.
He said first.
That's quite the comment.
Yes. Riveting conversation right there. What do you think? What do you think of this scintillating comment?
I want to draft him to my football team.
Oh, he certainly probably would be better than Josh Rosen.
You're not wrong. And on that bombshell, we must end.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. The crickets were getting really loud.